here we are tying again. We're going to tie some new flies called the Transluci minnow. This is tied with a little dumbbell eye. This is the double pupil dumbbell eye. Tie it in green and red, but this one we're going to tie in red with yellow eyes. It's on a number 1 odd. You can tie it on a 3407. I like it on a long shank hook, because you're going to tie it kind of in an elongated pattern. I'm going to start with some polo fiber. This new material, again, we're working with, all the flies we're working with right now are this new polo fiber Just Add H2O fly material. This is the Transluci fly brush in red and green. Comes in multiple colors. This one is a 2-inch brush. It comes in smaller also if you want a shorter thing, but I only got the 2-inch brushes to try. And then the polo fiber brush also, which we've been tying with quite a bit. Anyway, we start with some polo fiber. Everybody should know this, but I'm going to tell them in advance. When you work with polo fiber, it comes on a card. You want to kind of take a comb through it, comb it out a little bit. That gets some of that underbrush out, and then pull back on the polo fiber till you get a good hank of it that you want to use. Okay, and that's, generally speaking, we start with a pretty sizable piece of it. Take out the long hairs, take out the short hairs. Okay, and now you're set with a nice hank of polo fiber. And this fly is going to be about almost 3 inches long, so tie it off the back of the hook. And now with polo fiber, you got the hairs are naturally tapered, so you want to keep that taper in them. Any extra, you just bring it forward with the thread. That helps to hold it in place. We're going to run some flashabou down either side of the polo fiber, just for some added underflash underneath the polo fiber brush. This is not something that you have to do, because the polo fiber brush has flash in it. I just like to have that second flash shining through. It kind of makes things look multi-dimensional. Okay, so that's flashabou. And then we're going to take our white polo fiber brush, tie it in right up in front of that, advance our thread to the point of where we're going to tie our eyes in, and take our polo fiber brush. Again, we palmer away, pulling back each time. Again, these flies are all quick tied flies. I mean, these are something that you can whip out a bunch in the evening. These colors are great for everything that swims. Sea trout. Now these are weighted, so I like weighted flies a lot of times on the beach when there's a little bit of rough water, when the fish it's a little bit cloudier and I want to get it down right in front of their noses. The other thing is, in the backcountry, sometimes you want to be a little bit down with it. Usually 5 wraps to 6 wraps with that on this fly. And then I'm going to tie it off. Alright. 3 wraps behind, 3 or 4 wraps in front. Clip it. Don't really have to be real clean about it, because we're going to actually tie over this now with the Transluci brush. Alright, so now you got a nice tapered fly already. Come back just a little bit, and we're going to add our Transluci brush. Actually, first thing we're going to do is put the eyes on. It makes it easier to do. So when we X our eyes in, we're going to come up just a little farther forward, put our eyes in, X them in on either side of the hook. Make sure you straighten them out. Alright, when we X them, we go X them back and forth. Then we go behind, X in front. Then we go under the eyes and over the hook. Under the eyes and over the hook. That locks them in real tight. Backwards, forward, backwards, forward. Okay, always wrapping away. Don't forget to always wrap away. At this point in time, we definitely want to put a little drop of glue on those eyes. That makes sure that they lock in good. I use Loctite. It's very good. Here we've got a little bit of translucent brush now going in. I'm going to extend my thread above the hook. Sorry, this is taking a little longer than it normally does, but again, see, it's got kind of weird hairs going everywhere, but it'll still be okay. I'm going to keep wrapping. Keep wrapping. I like about 4 wraps in there right behind the eyes.
Right.
Catch it in. And
A couple of ideas. You can help me maybe now. I'm looking for
then you're
basically fishing the pond. So
wrap your brush off. Trim it. Okay. Done with that. And then I'm going to actually wrap over it a little bit so it beats the brush back. And come back over the eyes. Then we're going to tie off over the eyes just like so.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, we're basically done other than trimming. You get a good pair of scissors out, and you're going to trim it back far enough that it looks sort of like that. Okay, now it looks like this. We're going to trim it back to look like that. You want a collar, but you don't want it stretched way back. You don't have to, but I like to shorten it up. Okay, guys, hope you like the fly. I'm not going to show the trimming process. You'll just have to do